All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new year. It is January 1st, 2025. We are back at it again, obviously in the truck, getting gas. We're heading up to the house. I got a whole bunch of tools and stuff in the back of the truck. We're gonna go terminate cable, and I'm hoping we're gonna mount the brackets for the external speakers on the front and back porch. Pretty sure I left them up in the storage container at the property because they're not in my truck and they're not at my parents' house. Knowing me, I probably lost them. But if they're up there, we'll go ahead and snap those in. And we got to finish running the cable for those as well, drill through the ceiling of the porch and drop those in. But we got about an hour drive ahead of us. Let's get started. All right, so we're up here at the house. Not much has really changed over the past couple weeks, aside from the cabinets going in. The countertop should go in next week. That's including the guest bathroom and the master in there. And we had the guy doing our butcher block island come out and get a final measurement for that island this past week. Not sure if I showed you guys or not, but the bathrooms are pretty much finished. You can't see the flooring. There's a little sneak peek of it. I actually haven't seen it, to be honest with you, in person once it's been grouted, but shower is done. Try to get you guys a decent idea there. And the pocket door's in. And this will have to be painted, so don't mind that. Pocket door's in. I think there's going to be a little lock or handle or whatever on it. And the barn door is in as well. We'll get to that in a second. Looks really, really good. Fits well. The only thing we noticed is, like, we did this opening so we can come out of the bathroom and come in the laundry room. Here's the problem. We didn't really think about this. Obviously, we couldn't do this inside, right? Because we don't have enough room. But if you're sitting on the toilet, hello. So we're gonna have to come up with some weather stripping here or on the door or something to kind of close that gap up a little bit. Might be a little bit of a privacy issue, but as far as updates, that's kind of it. What we're up here to do is cabling here. The low voltage cabling. So we were up here running all the low voltage cable. There's two there, one in there, two in that room, one in that room, and it all comes back to here. So we're gonna have to work on terminating all that today. But I also have to put the speaker brackets in, and I think they're over there in the storage unit. So I gotta find that first before I start drilling. But I have to get up in the attic there and there, but there's a little hatch over there that I can get up in the attic, but I got to get above it and actually drill the pilot down, or I got to drill through the ceiling for the hole for the cable to stick down. Once I get that, then I can put the bracket up and figure out exactly where to mount the brackets. There are pieces of wood spanning across these, so I'm hoping I can mount to those. The trick is finding them and making sure that I'm far away enough from that to make it look clean, so I don't hurt nothing. So that's going to be the biggest hurdle. But first things first, I need to go over there and check the unit. Alrighty, well that was a process. If y'all are gonna do this, make sure you do not trim your fingernails before you do this, because it'll hurt the tips of your fingers real bad. It's been a minute since I've done those, and that was a pain. Towards the end of it, my fingers were getting pretty sore, but we're done. I'm gonna come back and do the other side later on in probably this video, but it'll be a different day. I just don't have the time to do it. It's 3, almost 4 o'clock, so I need to get home, take care of the kid. The wife's at the barn playing with the horse. She just wanted some time where she could do that without distractions or a time limit or anything like that. So I gotta get back and relieve my parents who are watching the kid. So, we're gonna be back, and I'll see you when I come back to do the other cables. All right, we are back up for another day. It is now attempt number 4, technically, of working on these stupid speaker brackets. First attempt was the day that we wired the house and ran the cables. I was gonna do them to the wall, but I was gonna have to drill through the header and come out, and it wasn't that big of a deal, or wasn't worth the effort. So, second time I came up to drill the cables through the ceiling and drop the cables. Didn't have the brackets for that. Thought they were up here, they were not. Couldn't find them. Then my parents found them in the basement of the house. So came back up here last time to put them in, and I didn't realize that it's like 2 or 3 inches up through that, and I was gonna use the butterfly toggle bolts. So I'll put a picture up of those now. Typically that's what we use, but the bolts I had weren't long enough and the butterflies were too big, so I had to drop down to 1/8 inch by 3s. 1/8 inch, whatever. I had to drop down to smaller toggles, and then I thought about, well, I could just use a lag bolt like this and just drill right through it and mount it that way. So that's what we did. So there you can see, that's what they look like. They're just big, heavy, sturdy lag screws, just mounted to the wood. There's one there, and then there's one there. And we'll go to the front and show you what that looks like too. So here's the first one I did, and those do look different. Those are Phillips heads, because those are what the butterflies run, but then I took some smaller lag bolts and anchored that in too, so those will work just fine. And then that one and the other back ones are the same way. So that's finally done, and I already test fit a speaker, and we got enough clearance, everything's gonna work, so we'll go from there. So there you go, that's where we're at as of right now. It is January 12th, and I believe we poured concrete August 6th. So this has actually gone pretty fast, all things considered, but appreciate you guys following along and being patient with us. It's really cool to see kind of who's following along and the interaction we're getting and stuff like that. So if you like what you see, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, give us a like, go ahead and subscribe if you want to. There's more coming. We got to do some stuff with the barn. I went and got stall mats the other day, so we'll have to put that in, but gravel's gonna have to go in before that. We have a quote for fencing coming in too. So once the house is done, there's more coming. And I'm hoping to film some of our little projects we got going on. We're thinking about trying to bring Jessica's dad's grandfather's tractor up here and getting that going. He's got an old truck he calls Old Blue. That'll be coming up here, so we're gonna do some work on that probably. So there's more stuff coming to the channel once the house is done. So I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you in the next one.